Okay, it's 2 o'clock. Let's get started. Call meeting to order. We'll do a roll call. Mayor Pro Tem Clint Cooper. Here. Jim Lair. Gail Kimball. Here. And Plaza is not here. And this is Don Topper. I'm here. So we have a quorum. The meeting is going to begin. We need a motion to approve the 1:30 agenda. Clint makes the motion. Thank you. Do we have a second? Yeah, second. Thank you, Gail. Is there any discussion on the agenda? If none, we'll vote on it. Clint, how do you vote? Aye. Jim? Aye. Gail? Aye. I vote aye. Motion passes. The agenda is approved. Let's see, we need a motion for the approval of the 12-19 minutes. Clint makes a motion. Thank you, Clint. Gail seconds. Okay. Sorry, Jim. Gail beat you. We got a second. Is there any discussion on the minutes? No discussion. We'll go ahead and vote on it. Clint, how do you vote? Aye. Jim? Aye. Gail? Aye. Pat? And here, I vote aye. Motion passes. The minutes are approved. We need a vote, or we need to, a motion to approve the resolution of 2025-01. Or she has to read it. She has to read it first? Yes. Okay, go ahead. A resolution concerning the acceptance and approval of the 2024 audit. Whereas the town of Cochiti is required by statute to contract with an independent auditor to perform the required annual audit or return procedures for the year 2024, and whereas the town of Cochiti has directed the accomplishment of the audit for 2024 be completed. And whereas this audit has been completed and presented to the town of Cochiti Lake Assembly per the January 24th, 2025 letter from the state auditor authorizing the release of the 2024 audit. Whereas NMAC 2.2.210 M4 provides in pertinent part that once the audit report is officially released to the agency by the state auditor by a release letter, and the required waiting period of 5 calendar days has passed, unless waived by the agency in writing, the audit report shall be presented by the IPA to a quorum of the governing authority of the agency at a meeting held in accordance with the Open Meetings Act, if applicable. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Assembly of the Town of Cochiti Lake does hereby accept and approve the completed audit report and findings as indicated within this document. Accepted and approved this 30th day of January 2025 by the Assembly of the Town of Cochiti Lake, San Diego County, Mexico, at a regular meeting thereof, at which a quorum was present. 44 and 40. Okay, thank you. Do we have a motion to approve? Clint, make the motion. Thank you, Clint. Do we have a second? Come on, look. Okay, Gail said we'll have a second. Jim. Yes, one of the things I want to talk about is the audit. What, up to this, you say we have any comments. The results of the audit are very positive. Normally we would have the auditor come in here and read out the results. We're not going to be able to do that. We have to get this approved so we can submit it to the state under the requirement deadline that we have. However, we will have the auditor review with this, will we? Yeah. He'll come in. And, but he has done a preliminary review. Now, part of the reason is for it being late. And why I have to do that way is my fault. And that is, during the review, I brought an issue about money that is owed to us by state and federal government. And we were about 2%, about $200,000, which needed to be reflected in our report, which had a really significantly positive view on where we were at. Now, the results of the audit are zero findings. I mean, that's amazing. I think in 3 years now we've had one finding. And that finding is related to needing to document a procedure for vacation time, utilization of that. So from a financial perspective, we are in good shape, and we're running a balanced budget for the last 3 years since we've done the recovery on our FCAA funds. Marshall, thank you for what you did to get us through last year. Not just in keeping the books, but keeping us through.
Keeping us.
So thank you. You have been doing a phenomenal job helping Marshall get through closing this year, and this has just been a great transition. So anybody else have any comments on that?
If anyone wants a copy of the audit, you can go to the state, New Mexico state website and just pull up audit, and it'll take you there, and you can get a print you off a copy of it. If you want a copy printed off at town hall, you can do it, but we will charge 25 cents a page, and you have to recoup.
Now, one thing I do want to make another comment on. After we revise the audit report to reflect what the state is sending to send over to us. One thing I was really tickled about, and really proud of, was that we saw growth in the reserves, in the money, for both fire, EMS, and the town. So all of these three different audits areas are financially stronger this year than they were last year, which is a really good thing. Anybody else? Good thing. All right. We need to, any other comments? None. We'll go ahead and vote on it. Glenn, how do you vote? Aye. Jim Blair? Aye. Gail?
Aye.
I vote aye. Motion is approved. The resolution has been approved. Next up is the treasurer's report. Teresa.
Thank you. The collected taxes through December 31st of 2021, year-to-date collected for taxes is $41,994.80 with a 72% budget of collection. The penalties and interest is $5,078.02, which we're at 68% of our budget. And the total amount being due is $47,072.82, which puts us at 71% of our budget. Cash balance for New Mexico Bank and Trust, 12/31/2024 is $64,379.81. The three accounts of LGIP, General Fund being first, December 31st, is $458.16. EMS, December 31st is $200,978.76. And the fire, 12/31, $308,611.73. EMS cash balance, 12/31 is $123,220.89. Ambulance revenue collected is $73,464.31. Fire cash, 12/31/2024, balance is $14,955.30.
Anything else? Thank you, Teresa. Does anybody have any comments?
Is this revenue that we're waiting to receive from the ambulance revenue collected and wildlife fire collected, that's just for the accounts receivable, waiting for later?
Yeah. I think we can.
Sorry?
The negative number, is that because we're waiting on one to be reimbursed or state?
There shouldn't be a negative
I don't see a negative number.
Maybe it's a dash.
It's a dash.
Oh, it's a dash.
Yeah, that's a no.
There's no negatives.
No, we lost $73,000.
No, that's a positive.
Okay.
I'll remove the dash for next time.
But that's okay. The bottom line is we still are looking at the state.
Yeah.
22,000.
What's Water Street?
Yeah, 22,000.
Awesome.
The new one that we just got?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I can cover that.
That's why I'm,
Yeah, okay, good.
we just signed it today.
Okay, thank you, Teresa, that was good. Now I get to my comments, what I'm gonna do is give, an update on where we're at on the legislation right now, legislative going on. The treasurer's report, did we vote on that?
Already did.
Yeah,
Well, you don't vote on that.
yeah,
No.
I just wait for it. So, yeah, we're good to go on that. Well, I disagree. Anyway, that said, for those who've been here for a while, we found out about 7 years ago that, the director of the Legislative Financial Committee had, directed them to start cutting our money for the next, until we basically went away to zero on LCAA. We went in and naively asked for the full amount. I say naively because we did not understand the way of the money. We've been running a budget deficit for almost 2 decades that we know of. We got cut to zero. It was a nightmare. We recovered. We got it up to 150K. Because of some problems created by one part, we got cut 60%. Then we recovered again. Last year, we got it up to the highest level ever, 180K. And I'm really pleased to report that, last year, actually it was last year, Clint and I met with the cabinet, about 3 months ago. Clint and I went up and met with the cabinet secretary for the Department of Financial Administration and requested that for their request for us, they give us the full amount prescribed by the statute for LCAA. They agreed to do that. Benny Schindler, our state senator, is now number 2 on the Senate Financial Committee. We met with him this summer, requested he do the same. Now, it has not been voted on. It is public record. And the budget won't be voted on for probably like a month almost. But what the Senate and the legislature agreed to submit, and financial administration agreed to submit for the first time ever, is the full amount of statute. So if this goes through, this will be a 31% increase in our funding from the state over last year. That's an increase of $50,000. So, we'll keep our fingers crossed. Our LCA.
236.
Yeah, $236,000. Yeah, I know when I got on the assembly, we've been cut down to 114. So, yeah, and it may go down a little while. It's probably part of the reason for the long-term deficits that we have today. But that said, we're in good shape now. This is passed. So we've made it, and it's been such a less stressful trip up to the roundhouse from what we had to go through about 5 years ago. So anyway, on LCAA, assuming everything goes through and through, we'll be in really good shape financially for the town for next year going into it. On capital, we initially decided to go after LCAA and not focus too much on capital. Now, we had an interesting event. We have a new Republican senator from Rio Rancho that called us up and said he wanted us to stop by his office and bring a capital request. So we did that, and he wanted to give us some money. So he has given us $62,000 to use for purchase of a skid steer and street sweeping equipment, so that we can start keeping the sand and stuff out of the street. You look shocked.
Yeah, because I think I know who you're talking about,
Jay Block.
yeah.
Yeah, Jay Block.
Was there purpose behind this?
He likes us.
He likes you.
No, he loves us.
He likes you. So,
I don't know if that's good or bad.
We got the money. Mayor said, So, we're also right now pursuing, Clinton and I went up and met with Derek Winter and Shindo and, Christine, Chandler over from Los Alamos. And requested $25,000 from each of them for the fire department. Derek's already committed, we'll have to remind Benny and Christine about, but they've always been real good about coming through for us. Which led to a very, it's a good set, while we talk about fire and EMS, let's talk about that. When we, got up to the Capitol the other day, it was very interesting because as soon as we got through the x-ray machines, as I was walking through there, I heard someone else searching. And it was the state fire marshal's, deputy fire marshal. And he was there with the fire marshal. They requested, we actually had a nice chat with them, and they requested us to help lobby for them to get a $40 million grant to build a fire training facility in Santa Fe. Right now, you have to go to Sephora to get that type of training. In fact, that's where our chief is at right now, is in Sephora for training. So we agreed to do that, and we talked to, in addition to people I've mentioned, Senator Elko from met with Representative Kathleen Holmes and talked to them about it. But in the discussion, it segued into a discussion I had with the deputy fire marshal about a month ago about our fire department. He had made a comment to me that they had been watching us closely. Yeah, I know it's kind of ominous, isn't it? The reason they've been watching us closely is over the last several years, they've had 60%, probably about a decade, they lost 60% of the volunteer fire and EMS people in the state. At the same time that's been going on, our fire department has grown significantly in the last 8 years. And in fact, I did not know this until 2 days ago. In 2012, we were right on the edge of losing our fire department. It was going to be decertified. Now, we didn't get into the details of why, but he said it was on the edge of being decertified. We've gone from a full volunteer fire department over the last 8 years to we now have 7 full-time employees. We now have 7x24 ambulance services. We have 19 wildland firefighters and tremendous, Drew is extremely good at scrounging up equipment for us. And it is fully self-funded. It does not cost the town a penny. We put together a plan with Drew a number of months ago when we approved the grant, to support the grant to add staffing to get to 7. And this is a fully funded, growing fire department in the state where they've lost 60% of the people in the last decade. So yeah, we're looking at real closely at what we're doing over here and the model that we've implemented. That's something that we need to really thank you about. So when you see it, thank you for the job that you're doing. That's really, I mean, it's not just Drew, that's also John Burley and Anthony, who is now the number 2 guy in the state fire marshal's office. And the support of the assemblies that we have. So that fire department, EMS, is going a long way. In fact, Don just mentioned to me that Drew just got an announcement, just to announce that Drew just got another $22,000 in grants from the State Forestry Service. For what I have absolutely no idea.
Westman.
G, there's,
I think it's the, if I'm not mistaken, it's to cover for his wildland coordinator position.
Oh,
so
I
the
never
first,
read anything about said equipment, but whatever you got.
Well, if the one you read didn't say that, there's another one coming.
who was at the what about?
forestry service.
Okay.
Which, Mayor, may I just add something? It's very difficult to get funding from forestry service because it's considered federal dollars, it's channeled through. But last year, when I was talking to the coordinator, Bobby Porter, she said, the reason you guys are getting this is two. You do such a good job with your fire department and your audits. She said, we want to give money to places that we know are going to do a good job of spending that money and monitoring those funds. That's why we got them on last year, because they were so happy with it. So it does matter how
That does. No, it's just outstanding news. I don't know what to say beyond that. That said, you're doing a great job. They've grown the department. It's fully self-funded. We're the only ones in the state like that. We're growing, everybody else is trying to. And, you know, Flint saw over the last few days, or when we went up to the roundhouse, you know, I wear our fire department on the front of the tail of my vest. I always talk about what our fire EMS is doing because, you know, it is an independent, but it's a symbiotic relationship. We provide HR, we provide financial support with fiscal agent. In fact, we're sometimes the bank where we loan them money until we get reimbursed. But as a result, they have helped build a story. I mean, I remember the first time I went up to the roundhouse. It was frosty. It was a nightmare. Dave Abbey, the former director, after a year, got to know me well enough. He told me we did not have a good reputation. We do now. So, and one of the reasons that we lobbied for the fire marshal's office, part of it is because we do believe in what they're doing. But we get a lot of grants from the fire marshal's office. So when it comes time to give us grants and they decide the money, the guys that decide that that we went up to the roundhouse and lobbied for them. And you wouldn't think that has any impact, but it does when it comes to getting money. So on the water outage, you know, right now we've been going through 2 water outages. Well, we've had 2 events. Right now we've still not lost water. The last event we did lose water. The communication was terrible. We had to go kind of around the system to start getting updates. It's still not to the level that we would like. It's not to the level it was a few years back. But that's something we're going to have to continue to try and work with them on. As soon as we get updates, we post them. We solicit updates. But we don't have a contract with the plumbing service. And we don't have anything to do with the water that we ban. We try and ask questions and put them on Facebook, on the town Facebook page. Before we started hosting them 8 years ago, everybody had to call CCDC on their own to find out what the updates. And I know that. Because 13 years ago when I moved here, we had a 3-day outage, water outage. It was very unpleasant because I was unprepared. The people that have lived here very long know that we should always cover the country, keep some water on hand, because things happen. But we'll continue to try and do that. Also, the lawns line, we've had some delays getting it installed, but we think it'll be completed in the next 30 days. For the good of the order, would anybody like to say anything? Bruce? No. Matt? No? David? No. Okay, I guess we're good. Any announcements anybody else would like to make?
we don't have, right now, there's not any events or anything upcoming.
And I would like to kind of reiterate that the LCA numbers I quoted have not made it through the final vote on the whole budget. That's what's been submitted, but we've never, ever had that much submitted for us. So, you know, we'll have to stay on top of it and keep it. And the thing that makes me nervous is 31% in 1 year, an increase of 31% in 1 year, man, that's a lot. And that may catch people's attentions. But hopefully it goes through, because then that's the baseline for next year. So we'll see.
Mayor, before we adjourn, Mayor Pro Tem, did you want to talk?
Yeah, we've got a resource sheet over at the signing table. Talks about if there's a water issue, who to call, garbage, replace your trash can, Power New Mexico customer service number, streetlight issues, New Mexico gas, aggressive dogs, loose cattle on the highway, PENA BLANCA post office hours, PENA BLANCA transfer station hours. There's a resource sheet over here if you'd like to pick up. We have copies in the library. And I'm just like, man, I'm like, a prop.
Is this gonna go to,
The list is going to be like, Mayor Topper, how many leads do you have?
I've got fun.
I mean, we're going to lose water in the system because of the infrastructure. You can get this at Big Five for $20, 20 change.
You get them off Amazon, you can shoot them.
And
They
then
got like 6.
since water weighs 8 pounds a gallon, up to 40 pounds, so if somebody's older can do it, to save your old milk containers and fill them full of water and stick them in the garage. 1 gallon of water weighs 8 pounds. But anyway, that's what Rob said. That's my suggestion, because we will, I just poured water over
It's
it.
true. That's true. Okay, anything else? Jim's on that. We just said it. No, y'all were almost, got the second motion. Anyway, that said, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, Flint.
Thank you. Do we have a second? I think that was Jim's got the second.
you stepped in time?
Any discussion on the adjournment? Let's go through the vote. Flint? Aye. Gail?
Aye.
Jim?
Now that's going to be next week.
Well, you didn't qualify that. And candidly, it's about 70 degrees every day in Cochiti Lake in my living room. So, hey, we're looking forward to y'all getting back. I hope y'all have a good time. That said, we are adjourned.
What time is it?
See you, Jim. Bye.
What time?